This is Made for More Living with Johnny Jennings, powered by eXp Realty. Online at madeformoreliving.com.
So we are back with the top 10 areas that Redfin is claiming people are moving to in the nation. And at number 2 was Phoenix, Arizona.
Phoenix, Arizona. It's hot there.
I know, I don't get it.
Oh my goodness. We went on a road trip. We got out. It was like you're in an oven. But they've got a lot of stuff going on in that area.
I don't know if it's true, but I've heard there's actually, in the summertime, you can buy blocks of ice and have it delivered to your house, like big blocks of ice, and have it pushed into your pool.
Yeah, I've heard of that too. Well, I think it has to do maybe with some of the politics. I think there are folks that are leaving liberal states like California and moving to conservative. I think Phoenix is somewhat conservative. Arizona. I know you've got a lot of people retiring from California that love moving to Arizona.
Yeah.
Because the winters there are fantastic.
Yep. It's very interesting too, though. Like it's so funny. The people who are leaving California are also liberals. Like they're moving to Idaho. They're moving.
Affordability.
It's affordability, but what's funny is that it's the policies oftentimes that they supported that jacked the costs up. But now they're moving and they're like, hey, it's more affordable here. Well, I don't like this and this and this, and then they change the dynamics.
When you agree that money talks a little bit louder than your politics.
But what ends up happening is like the politics starts shifting in that area, and it starts going back to the politics and the costs from the area you left.
Yeah.
So
you're right. It is very interesting. So Phoenix is number 2.
Phoenix is number 2, and number 1 was my favorite, Sacramento, California.
I don't believe it.
So they're not saying this is where people are moving to. But this is based off of search queries, so searches. So number 1 most searched people for people looking to do research and move to Sacramento, California. Take that, Buffalo, New York.
Right. Who are these people that are researching this? Are these Californians? Are these Bay Area people? Where are all? You're saying it's based on searches.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
So more people out of anywhere in the country are searching Sacramento, California.
Correct.
To move to. So home searches, right?
Net inflow in metros. This isn't like little towns, right? This is metros. So number 1 was Sacramento. So this data does not reflect actual moves. It's based on a sample of about 2 million Redfin users who searched for houses. And they were searching for Sacramento.
So explain that to me. Explain how Sacramento is number 1.
I think it's just if you want to live in California, it's an affordable place. Dude, like the schools here are so good.
So you think, because California is the most populous state in the union, we just have a lot of people. Therefore,
in the top 10, it's the only, to be included, they must have viewed at least 10 homes in a 3-month period.
So you think these are people living in Southern California, living in the Bay Area, that want to move within state, and they're looking at Sacramento?
I have no idea who was in this, but I mean, you see Sacramento's number 1, Phoenix is number 2, Cape Coral, Florida is number 3, Sarasota, Florida is number 4, Orlando, Florida is number 5. So 3, 4, and 5 is all Florida. Vegas is 6. South Carolina, Myrtle Beach. These are all places I hear people moving to.
I'm wondering if these are people who live in Sacramento who are just searching Redfin for other places to move. I don't know. Okay, I want to get your perspective and your experience then. As working, day in and day out with clients and people, searching for homes, where are you seeing people coming from?
Like coming into the
state?
Yeah. So coming in from the state. So 85% of the homes that sell in the Sacramento region are just people moving from Rockland to Roseville.
Right. Okay. So 85% are within the state.
Or within
town,
within the community. Yeah. And then you have the out-of-state people. Maybe it's less than that. Maybe it's more like 70, 75. But the vast majority of people locally. And then you have about 12 to 15% moving from the Bay. Right.
Okay.
And then the rest make up, and then we have a large number of people moving from Southern California. I don't have specific numbers on that. And then very, very few people are coming from like out of state.
So 12 to 15% from the Bay Area.
Yeah.
And then an additional 5 to 10% coming from maybe Southern California or another state for job reasons.
Yeah. I see a lot of people coming up from like Orange County. Like a lot, I'm not saying like everybody's coming from Orange County, but a lot from that part of California. And they're coming up here partly because of the politics, partly because of affordability.
Yeah. I have a friend, Carrie Pomeroli. She's a comedian, and she lived in Hollywood, LA for a long time. And she said she was done. She moved up to Fair Oaks. She said she loves it here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I met her at one of the shows you guys
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
And she just didn't like. I mean, a lot of it was just it's crazy down in Southern California. So you're right. Sacramento is a great option. I enjoy Sacramento. It's a great option. You don't have. I mean, we have traffic, but nowhere near the same kind of traffic that the Bay Area or Los Angeles has. But anyways, going back to those numbers. So you're saying, I don't know, maybe 20% are coming from the Bay Area, Southern California, or out of state. So. Reasonably, we would see a 20% increase, right? Not necessarily a 20% increase.
A lot of people are leaving the state too.
Right.
Yeah.
But 20% of the homes that are being purchased in the greater Sacramento area are coming from outside of Sacramento. So there's where we would see the population increase, right? Because folks that are just moving from one suburb to another suburb, we're not going to see growth there. But if we are seeing 20% of the homes purchased in Sacramento are coming from outside of the area, then there's where the growth would be coming from, correct?
Correct. From those out of area,
So that'd be some interesting numbers to look at, to dive into maybe on the next show is, how can we forecast what the growth of Sacramento is going to be based on those numbers of people coming in from outside areas?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the few places in the state that is actually growing. A lot of these areas are shrinking in population. And so that just speaks to me to the affordability and the desirability. Now, if you're a first-time home buyer and you're like, so we recently listed a house.
Yeah.
We had 5 offers the first weekend on this home. 4 of the offers were from first-time home buyers, and it was their parents buying the house for them.
Oh, wow.
So I get it. Affordability is definitely a thing. If you're just starting out and you're like, how the heck am I going to come up with so much money to buy my first house? But as far as the larger real estate, scene goes, it's much more affordable to buy a house here than, say, in San Diego. So if you're looking to buy a house or curious what your house is currently worth, you can always reach out to us on madeformorerealty.com. We're the most highly rated Google review team in the area. And if you want to learn why, we're happy to explain that to you. We're a no pressure company. Thanks for everything today, Matt.
No, it's a good show.